presentation for GLLS, or Green LED Lighting Solutions, on LED Neon Flex. So my name is Marcel. I'll be taking you through the presentation today, and I'll be speaking to you about the many different products we offer. So first, if you would like to check your Zoom, you can go up to the top right to audio settings and click on there to do a test. Make sure that you can hear me properly. Okay, next part is the Q&A. So obviously you type in a question, and we have Russell on hand here who will be answering your questions. And of course, chat. So that's where Russell will be chatting with you along with the presentation. If he needs any help, we'll go to our technician, Terry. And of course, you can lower or raise your hand. So first, I'd like to speak about GLLS, or Green LED Lighting Solutions, and some quick facts about the company. That we've had a 30% growth yearly since we've started in this business. And we are currently the linear lighting market leader. And we opened for business in 2004. So anyone who's been in the business this long, who knows about LED lights, knows that we're one of the first companies to be started. We were incorporated in 2007, and we have the warehouse in Las Vegas in 2009. And we also actually just moved warehouses to a much larger warehouse to be able to stock more lights to fill your needs. And we are a solutions provider, so if there's anything that you need, just let us know, and we'll try and work with it to make sure that you have a great result and to please your client. And we've been making custom fixtures since 2012. So custom fixtures include the seamless leads, but also if you look at on the right-hand side, you'll see LED light box. So we do carry light boxes, and they can be made to your sizes. And then the bottom part is LED light panels, and those as well can be made to the size that you need. Okay. Okay, so our LED Neon Flex product. So we're always trying to improve the product. We're never satisfied with, even though we have a great light at the moment. So if we have a quick look at our light, we have our color fast PVC, and then we have our foam core. What's good about our foam core is that it supports the flexible circuit board, and keeps it from any problems happening, any movement, because we all know that the welds are more fragile in the lights. And of course, we have our circuit board, and then we have our spine, which actually works to keep the circuit board in place. That way, there's no more damage to it. And of course, we have our outer sleeve. Okay, so with LED Neon Flex, our PVC material, as you can see from a knockoff, that they lose their color, they yellow, and as well, they're not very good under sunlight, whereas ours will last, and our color stays true. Okay, and of course, if you look at some of the older generation lights, they're definitely much more prone to failure, especially under wet circumstances, and even some of them are 110 volt, which could be dangerous when combined with water. Okay, so we're always improving our lights, and these are some of the ways that we've changed our lights for the better. So we have temp sensors. So what that means is that when the temperature increases in the diode, what it does, it will lower the temperature and move it along to another diode, still maintaining the same brightness of light. And we have our failover circuit. So what happens there is that in the rare chance that an LED would fail, what it does is it flips over the circuit and doesn't allow the LED to fail. That way, there will be less service calls for yourself, and that will save you money. And of course, we have onboard constant current circuitry. So we've had that for a while, and what that does is that at the beginning of the light, the voltage is always higher than at the end. But with the constant current, what it does is it spreads the current out evenly along the entire length. That way, all the lights get the same amount of current, and that way, they're all seamless. A nice seamless look. And of course, we're hopefully in the next 3 months, we'll have a smaller cutting unit, Vivid S. And what that means is we're hoping that you'll be able to measure out your lights, and you'll need them just for that size, and we'll be able to cut them for just exactly that size for your project. Okay, some of the highlights. So of course we have quick lead times. So if it's a product that it's a large order or we don't stock it, then we're looking at like 21 days. And so of course like I mentioned earlier, we do have the larger warehouse now. So we are stocking more lights in our Las Vegas warehouse, and lights from the Las Vegas warehouse can be shipped in 1 to 2 days. So of course we also have the most uniform light in the industry, and we're wet rated for locations. So we are IP67 and IP68 rated, and we have direct view, so that way you can look directly at the light and you won't be able to tell where the LEDs are placed. It's the nice seamless look. So for our Vivid line, so I'll just go over some of the quick highlights of it. So for the Vivid Wave, it is actually the brightest light we're carrying, and also it bends in a different way. And the Vivid S, so with that light there, comes in the most colors, and it's one that is actually used to replace glass neon. We have our Vivid RGB. Of course, an RGB can be changed to many different colors, so we're looking at over 16 million different colors. And our Dynamic White, so our newest light on the market, and what that can do is it can go from a 2500K all the way to a 5000K. We have our Vivid Contour. Contour actually has the minimal cutting length of 10 centimeters, as well as it can be used for very tough, very flexible. So, and then of course we have our Vivid Pixel. So it has all the advantages of the RGB light, but can also do a chase, can respond to sound, as well as can be used to show movies on walls. We'll explain that later. And we have our Vivid True. So what's great about the Vivid True is that if you have a company color, just let us know which color it is. We can match it, and we'll use white LEDs to make the light even more vibrant. And of course, they come in different profiles. So the 11.5 by 29, that's your Vivid RGB, your Vivid S, your Pixel, and your Dynamic White. Same thing for the 11.5 by 21. The 9 by 8 is your Contour, and the 16 by 16 is your Vivid Wave. Okay, so we'll go over Vivid Wave first. So some of the highlights with this light, as you can see, very, very bright. It is available in a 3-year and a 5-year warranty. So the 5-year warranty would be a Nichia chip. Okay, so it's a direct view. So as you can see from that light, you cannot see where the LEDs are placed at all in this light at all. Okay, and this is the highest output. So like I said, the lumen count, very, very high, 450 lumens per meter. And it's wet dry located. So what I have here is IP68 rated. And it's easy to install, and we can actually do the pre-assembly for you. We can have all these parts on it. Okay, it can interface with almost any control systems. So we've done this before. We've had them hooked up to DMX controllers, and they'll work just as well as an RGB light would. Of course, our UL ratings and our bend diameter. I want to show you a bit about the bend diameter. So it can bend around this small soccer ball. Of course, it can bend even more, but this is only what we would recommend. Okay, next light. So our Vivid S. So with our Vivid S light. Okay. So our Vivid S light here. Okay. So again, comes in 2 different profiles. This one here is the rounded 270. And again, as you can see, it's a seamless illumination. And with this light here, you can save as much as 80% over old school glass neon. It can come in custom lengths. Okay, it's durable and impact resistant, IK08 resistant, and does as well come with a 3- and a 5-year warranty. 5-year warranty again is a Nichia chip. So came 24 volt as well, so it's even safer. And of course comes with all the safety ratings as our other lights, and it can interface as well with any DMX controllers or control systems. Okay, next one is our Vivid RGB. So turn this on. Okay. Okay, then fade tree. Okay, so here's our Vivid RGB. So it has triple exclusion technology. Okay, so it has very rich light. Okay, very uniform. And the great thing too is when you're changing colors, there's no flicker at all, as you can see. Changes slow and gradual, no problems. And it can change faster, your choice. Okay, so seamless illumination, like all lights, you cannot see where the LEDs are. And you can actually make 16 million different colors. And it's 512 compatible, DMX, RDM, and PWM. And of course, has all the safety ratings of our lights, UL, CUL, CE, TUV, and ROHS compliance. Okay, next one is the Pixel RGB. Unfortunately, we don't have a sample of that right here, but again, it has all the advantages of an RGB light, produces 16.7 million different colors, and the cutting units are 1.25 units, so you can actually control each pixel of the light. It comes in a low profile as well, or a rounded top, and it's seamless illumination, and it also can do SPI video imaging and mapping. So we have teamed it with the right software. That way your product will work best and you can control each pixel. Okay, and also has all the safety ratings, and it can interface with most automation control systems. Okay, next one is our Contour, and that one fell on the ground. Okay, so this is our Contour. So it is our thinnest light, but also is our most flexible light. Okay, so with this light, of course, ultra slim, which means it's the most flexible light. You can wrap it around a golf ball. So of course, it can bend more, but we don't recommend it, and we don't recommend it to do 90s. Okay, and it can be cut or pre-assembled. It also comes with the shortest cutting units as well. It can be cut as, I believe, under 2 inches long for the 12-volt lights. They're also offered a 24-volt light as well. And so again, all the same advantages of our other lights, impact resistant. There's a three-year manufacturer's warranty on it. And the piece I'm holding up right now is IP68 rated. So again, low voltage, you have a choice between a 12 or a 24-volt light, and all the safety ratings as our other lights. And our dynamic white. Okay, so again, the dynamic white, the scrolling in and out, staying the same color. Okay. Okay, so again, we have seamless illumination like all the other lights. It's a high quality SMD chip. Okay, and I think you can see that it's going in and out. So it can go from a 2500K to a 5000K. So these are used in a lot of people's homes. It's the 2500K maybe for the morning, whereas 5000K for nighttime. So it's durable and impact resistant, very flexible. So if we take a softball, we can bend it around the softball. It can actually bend more, again, but we do not recommend that you bend it any more than that. Okay, and this comes with a 5-year lifespan, and again, all the safety ratings of our other lights, and it does work on automated control systems, as you can see right now. It is scrolling through the different colors, almost like you would do with an RGB. Okay. Okay, so our Vivid True. So Vivid True is another new concept that we have, and what we do with that is you give us your color scheme for your company, and we can have the light made to the exact same color scheme. a great thing with that too is we'll be using white LEDs. That way your light will be even more brilliant, okay, than an actual red light that might have red LEDs. So we can customize that for you. And it does as well, like as the other lights, it can interface with automation and control systems, has all the safety ratings as our other lights, and we can do custom lengths as well. Okay, so if we have a quick look at our dynamic white, our color options. So again, tunable white from 2500K to 5000K. Our vivid contour comes in many different colors, your red, your green, your blue, amber, and many different whites. And the vivid true, again, is your choice. You tell us what color you want, and we can have the light made in that color with white LEDs for more brilliance. And then there's our vivid S, comes in a red, a pink, orange, amber, green, blue, and color jackets. So I'll show you some color jackets right now. So we have a yellow color jacket here. Again, seamless illumination. What's great about that too is the yellow color jacket has white LEDs to make it even more brilliant. I'll go for a blue. Our blue, okay. So when this light is turned off, it remains blue. So a lot of signage, a lot of restaurants would use something like this. Again, here's our green, and we'll illuminate it. Okay, and then our red, and illuminated. Okay, and of course, Vivid S is offered in many different whites. So from 2400K all the way up to 6500K. And then our Wave RGB and Vivid S RGB and Pixel RGB, of course, 16 million different colors. And of course, we have the technology here. We have the know-how to team that well with the product that you need. Next, please. Okay, so some project showcases. So here's some of the use of our products. So of course, the Academy Awards, American Idol, the arcade was used for a theme bar, okay? And as you can see from the ray gun, that there's it's quite creative product. You can do a lot with it and do many different curves. And of course, mood lighting with our pink and our orange examples. Okay, so some of our UL and IEC ratings. So we are have impact testing, IEC 62 or IK08. Bending fatigue resistance. So of course that's a test to check how often and how much bending fatigue the lights can handle. And of course we've improved that by the extra pieces, the double spine on the lights. And we have our normal temperature test. So what that does is just checks how long the lights can run for a certain time. And a water ingression test. And so we have IP68 and IP67 rated. Of course, we do have lower IP65 and IP40 for some of the other products that we don't recommend to be used for outdoors. And a salt spray test. So the PVC itself has gone through a salt spray test to ensure that it would last the 3 years that we offer for the warranty and the 5-year warranties. Okay. All right, let's talk about some injection molding. So what we have there are 4 different offers. So I have the light here. This is our RGB light, and it has the lights. So if we want to have a look, switch it over. Okay, so as you can see at the end of the light actually comes out at the end. And we have a look on the other side. Oh, yeah. It comes out this end. What's great about these is that if you're going on the outside corner of a building, you can just put the 2 lights up together and it'll be impossible to tell that the lights are actually 2 separate pieces. Okay. All right. And of course, with these lights, we do have the metal crimping. So that way the water cannot get in from the actual source from the power supply. As well, any condensation does not create any water in here. It cannot get into the light, as well as there's some strength added to that. Okay, and we can also match it together. So since the lights are a 65.6 foot max run length, this way here, you can actually butt two lights up together and you can't tell that there's a break in the light. Okay. All right, and so as you can tell from our different exits, so this one here is a bottom exit. So that works best if you're going to mount the lights to a wall, perhaps a sign. You can drill a hole into the sign and bring the wires back in. That way you can hide the wires. For the side, it's usually recommended side exit for something that is perhaps you can't do much with the wall. Maybe it's a cement wall, and then you would just have the wire come out the side. Okay, and then of course our end cap. All right. Next. Russell. Next. Okay, and the next one is our compression fittings. Those are IP68 rated, and so what's good with the compression settings, they come out the end. So they do come out about 1.5 to 2 inches off the end. So it's not always great to try and put two lights up together that way, but we can still work with the end connectors. So if you can see from here, we have two different color lights. It's hard to tell that there's a break in the light. And the camera is only 3 feet away from me. So if you were to be up 10 feet, 20 feet in the air, that would be almost impossible to tell. Of course, we have jumpers. Jumpers are about 1 foot long to jump different lights. Seamless splices, of course, are only for indoor use, IP40. So if there's an error on site cutting, then we could send you a splice. That way you can join two lights together. And we have the T-feed, so if you don't want to go with 2 leads, just 1 lead, that's a possibility. And then we do have the bottom exit feed. So the bottom exit feed works like these end caps here. So you can butt 2 lights up together and you won't be able to tell that there's a break in the light. So these are warehouse orders. So if you have an order that needs to be there within a week, then we would recommend the compression fittings. Okay. Okay, and we want to talk about, we want to show you how to set up a light here. So we have our technician Terry here, who's going to walk us through it. Okay, and so first we have our lead. This one here has 2 prongs on it. So that one there would be for a Vivid S line. We have our grip plate and our coupler housing, screw holes. And of course we have our screws. I won't show you those. And we'll get Terry over here and we'll get him to show us an example. Must be some down there, Terry. Okay, so first thing to remember is our insert inducer. So what that does, it will separate the PVC from the board. Okay.
Okay, so the first thing to notice is you actually have an offset circuit board. So that is not directly center, which is why you have a left and a right. And piece. This one happens to be an O2. You can see right here there's an O2, which means it's a right-handed power feed. So the first step is to put on the bite plate. It just goes on like that. And then we have this aluminum sleeve that fits over top. You have to do that one out of the shot. Takes a little bit of force to get that on there. Okay, here we go. So that is that step. Like I said, it takes a little bit of force. We do offer an assembly service for these parts at the warehouse, which I would strongly recommend you take advantage of. The turnaround is really quick. Usually within 48 hours, we can get your order out, and saves you the hassle of trying to learn this on your own, because it's very difficult. Now, you'll notice that there's only copper pads on the outside of the circuit board, so you have to make sure that you're inserting the pins on that side. And you can use this insert inducer to help you actually get that in there. And as I mentioned, this is tricky. So what you really want to do is take advantage of our assembly service. You just tell us what your required lengths are down to the nearest cutting unit, which does vary by color and product type. And our warehouse staff will take care of this for you. Just gonna have to do this on the table of the shot a little. So like I said, this part is tricky. Okay, finally got it in there. Now, if you actually get that on the wrong side of the circuit board, you run the risk of like popping a LED chip right off of the circuit board and ruining that cutting unit. What you'd end up with is just a dead spot for your first cutting unit, which is roughly to here on this length. The rest would light up fine, but you want to be careful of that. And so then basically we just have these little screws which fit in. You'll want to tighten them. You don't want to tighten one all the way, for example, much like, what do you call that? Anyway, you want to tighten a little bit and then go to the opposite screw, tighten that in a little bit, and then jump around. So you're tightening the 4 screws a little bit each at a time. And the reason for the tightening of the screws is there's a little rubber gasket in there. I'll just back this out a little again so you can see it. There's this rubber gasket here. You can kind of see it there. So compressing that is what actually creates the watertight seal. So you want to make sure you get a real good compression on that, nice even insert, and you want to make sure you have it on the right side of the circuit board.
All right, thank you, Terry. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is the mounting options. So we have a self-locking aluminum channel and a regular aluminum channel and plastic mounting channels. So we'll show you the self-locking channel here. So as you can see, there are little clips that go on the channel. So those can be removed, and they again are a type of a grip plate. Okay. And these channels would be used for any projects where your lights are vertical or they're on the ceiling. Okay, so to show an example, so we would take our light, we would put the clip on the light first. We want to move that on into place. Okay. And then we would snap the light into the channel. So let me see if I got that spaced well enough. Okay. So we'll put that here. Okay. Put the light into the channel. Not going as well this time. Terry, little help. All right, so we'll line it up. Okay, and we'll put that into the channel. Yeah. That's a contour channel? Oh, that's not so good. Oh, that is. Damn. Russell, I think there's a channel over there. Oh, man. Should be a thicker one. No. Okay. So, no. So, we'll take this same one and we'll use our contour light on this. Sorry about that. So we will put this on our light like such, and then we'll take it and snap it in. That'll work. And then we snap it in so that light will not come out. Okay? All right, so it's a self-locking channel. Of course, easily removed. Okay, and we'll do our regular channel. So this is our, is that a contour gain? Oh, that's a Vivid S. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so our Vivid S, what we'll do is we'll take our light and we'll place it in. So we want to make sure that we put it in evenly, so just a little bit at a time. We'll move it along the channel, just a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Okay, slowly put that in. We don't want to pull all the way up. That way you will damage the light. You will break the board. So if you do have to remove it, we recommend you remove it piece by piece, just a little bit by a little bit, like this. Okay, and of course our plastic mounting channels, which we recommend for more saltwater settings. So those are special order. Okay, next one. Okay, so for joining pieces together, yeah, we've done that, yeah. Okay, and so we want to talk about the limitations of the lights. That way, you know, everyone will be happy when they receive their product. So we want to make sure with the bending surfaces. So I went over this earlier, but let's go over it again. So with the RGB, the Vivid S, those lights, like I said, a softball is as much as you want to do with that light. Any more, and you risk damaging the light. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're bending along the bended edge. So as you can see, this bends on this from this way, so it bends from left to right if you hold it in front of your face. Okay, so left and right. Okay, and same thing for our contour. So our contour lights. Oh, Terry, can you get that out for me? And with our wave light, it actually bends the opposite way. So if you hold it towards your face, it bends towards it and away. Okay? So the lighted edge bends on this. Okay? And with our contour light, so again, hold it up, it bends left and right. Very flexible light. Can even bend it around a golf ball. Okay, we don't recommend you bend it any further. It would damage it. Okay, so cutting the lights, of course. So here's one of the recommended cutting tools that we have. Okay, so if you have a quick look at this, it has a flat bottom, and this is a razor blade on the top. Okay, so be very careful with those, but definitely the cutting tool we recommend for the lights. And of course, when you're cutting the light, Terry, where's that light you set up? That's right here. Okay. All right. So when we have a look at our lights, there will be cutting units. So we'll move that closer. You can see the line. Okay. So you would take your cutting tool, place it at the bottom of the light. Make sure you're lined up with the cutting unit, just as like such. And you want to cut straight down. You don't want to cut on an angle at all. Exactly straight down. Just like that. Okay. Nice clean cut. All right. Okay. And of course, when it comes to the lights, one of the things that some clients move the lights a little too quickly. When you're taking them off the roll, we recommend you take them off very slowly. Some clients, some people take them off too fast and you end up twisting the light. While I can do this now, eventually it will break the circuit board. Any harder than how I'm doing it now, you will break the circuit board. Okay? Okay. All right, so now we'll start our Q&A part of the presentation. Please send us your questions and we will answer them. Thank you. And thanks to Russell and Terry. Okay, so for Vivid True, the color comes from the extrusion. So as I showed with our color jackets, the PVC is actually dyed to the exact color that you need. And for this one here, the LEDs are green, but if you do a Vivid True, your LEDs would most likely be a white LED, and then of course the PVC would be dyed to your matching color. Okay, so this one here is a benchmark anvil, but I also know that the exact same model is made by Sears. There's a Nipex knife, can be used as well. There's actually different models from Sears as well that we recommend. So again, anything that has a nice flat edge and has a razor blade on the top. Some clients, one client, used a saw to cut the lights. That did not go over very well, so they damaged the lights every single cut they did. Okay. All right. Okay, so max run length, if you're powered at one end, so like this light here, so powered at one end, you're going to do a max run length of 32.8 feet or 20 meters. After that, you're going to experience voltage drop. We don't recommend it either, because what it can do is it can draw too much electricity from one end, and then it can make the light fail over time if you're looking at like a 60-foot run length. Anything over 32.8 feet or 10 meters is going to be powered at both ends. So that is your maximum run length. Powered at two ends is going to be 65.6 feet or 20 meters. One power feed is going to be 10 meters or 32.8 feet. Pardon me, the 7. Oh, okay. And this here, good. Thank you, Terry, for bringing that up. So as I said, this is a seamless lead. So due to the wire gauge and the RGB, if it's a factory order with the factory seamless ends, the actual max run length is from powered at both ends is 45.9 feet or 14 meters. Powered at one end is going to be 7 meters or 22.5 feet. Okay, and that's for your RGBs only. Seamless. Okay, factory orders. Okay, actually we do not recommend that the lights be submersed in water. Okay, they're IP68 rated, which actually means that they can be submersed for 40 minutes underwater, but that's it. Okay, there aren't many lights that are the actual fixture that can be left underwater. They all have some kind of protective casing to keep the water off them. So no, we do not recommend it, but they can be put under the edge of a pool to light the water, light down onto the water, but that is what we would recommend. So obviously the IP68 rating means that they're great for outdoor use in rain, so there's no issues there. But again, like we said, any submersed light for over 40 minutes is not recommended. To do a T intersection, so it depends on the lights. Like I said, you would just need two pieces. So we'll pretend this is two pieces, and you would just stick one under the other. So this is a seamless. So here's your T intersection. So it's two pieces, just butted up together, and it mimics a 90-degree. Okay? And you can even do that with the other lights. So for a warehouse order, it can be done. Just let me grab a few power leads here. Okay, and let me see this one here. Where is that? Okay, so you would need a bottom exit lead. Two bottom exit leads can line up together, and they will make your T. So you can see the difference in the lights, but you cannot see a break in those two lights. I'm only 3 feet away from the camera. So if you take into account that you'll be 10 feet to maybe even 100 feet away from the lights, anyone who can see it optically. So it works very well. We've had many clients do that, and there have been no issues at all, no complaints. Those are the warehouse leads, 1 to 2 day lead time on those. So distance away from the, I'm going to assume the power supply. So one of the things that, of course, with the 12 volts, you have more restrictions, but again, that's the contour. So the contour is offered in a 24 volt as well, if you know you're going to have those restrictions. We also will send you a voltage drop paper that can tell you how many feet you'll need and the gauge wire that you need to ensure that there is no voltage drop once the power gets to your lights. Okay. We, again, like I said, we are, you know, we're leaders in the industry, so we are looking into 360-degree lights. But the problem with 360-degree lights are that they fail very often. So we're not ready to offer that product yet because we don't like where our product is at the moment. It's not fail-safe enough. It's not as solid as these lights are at the moment. So our recommendation is the 270, obviously. So it gives you a rounded edge. You can see on this, gives you a nice rounded. So perhaps you can butt two of those up together to make it look like it's a 360.
Are all the seamless products special?
Yes, all seamless products are special order. Three-week lead time on those. But again, it is a nicer finish on the lights.
Scott Anderson's curious about
the lumens. Okay, so all the lights have different lumens. So of course, with the Vivid Wave, as I showed you earlier, is the brightest. So you certainly can look at our spec sheets on our website. So once you go to our website, ledneonflex.com, you would go to the products, and there would be a drop-down bar, and you can see all the different lights that we offer there. And once you get into the exact light, there will be a pink rectangle, which is our spec sheet. You can pull up the spec sheet, and that will tell you the lumen count on it. So with the lights themselves, they range differently. So you have obviously your white is your brightest light. So that's your highest lumen count is coming from those. So we spoke earlier, it's about 450 lumens per meter for a white wave. And then when you get down, you would have your green as your next highest lumen count, then your red, then your ambers, and then your blues. Okay. And it pretty much runs for all those lights. Of course, with the RGBs, since they are a tri-chip, their lumen count will be a little bit less since they're splitting a chip. Okay.
Bernardo would like to know the maximum shipping length, just for shipping, not
so maximum shipping length is 65.6 feet, what we have at the warehouse. Certain special orders can be made from factory. Again, that's going to be a 3-week lead time. But again, the thing is that you can have 50 meters of light, but it still has to be cut at least every 20 meters to ensure that there won't be any voltage drop. That's it. Okay, yeah, if you have any more questions, we're around for another 5 minutes. Please ask questions and we'll help you out. And of course, if you have projects, please give us a call at 1-888-580-6366, and we can help you out with any of your lighting needs. If they're just, and also our email is at sales@gllf.com. So phonetically, that would be Golf Lima Lima Sierra. So send your questions, anything to us, we'll help you out. Need samples as well, let us know. We do offer 2 free samples for their 1.5-foot samples. So I was showing you earlier, these are our sample sizes. Of course, RGB, and as you can see, they're all plug and play. So you don't have to set up the lights or anything. They come to you ready to be plugged into the wall. Of course, with the RGB lights and the Vivid Dynamic White, there is a fee for those because they do require a controller as well as other pieces. Okay, but again, those are plug and play once you receive them. Okay, we also offer a sample board. So if you would like a sample board, just let us know. We can have the lights on it that you would like. We can get back to you with a quote. Of course, with different lights, we do not have pricing at the moment for them. But this one here is a Vivid S sample board. So we have the color jackets down here. And then we have our 2 whites. So we're looking at a 3000K and looking at a 5700K there. So we offer these. Just ask us about those, and you can keep them. They're a great marketing tool. Seamless samples. We don't we don't carry seamless samples at the moment. That's something that we're looking into. So any of the samples that you would get would have the ends on them. If you are willing to wait probably about a 2-week lead time, we could get you seamless samples. Okay, and per our policy, all samples, like I said, we can give 2 free samples. After that, we do charge, but you would also we also ask that you would pay for shipping.
Bernardo would like to know GLLS offers offer a kind of clips in order to install on the wall with special shape curve.
Okay, so we spoke earlier, yeah, with the clips here. So what we do with the clips is you would put the light into the clip in one place, and then you would bend the light to the next place, and then you would put the next clip on it to hold it into place. So your bend, you'd finish your bend, and that's where you'd put your next clip. So you don't need a channel. We don't have a flexible channel, so we have the clips. Okay, Terry's showing you the clip. All clips come with their own screws, so you don't have to worry about finding screws. The 1-meter channels come with 3 screws, 3 screw holes, and the clips come with their own single clip, 1 screw hole. All right, so any more questions, please let us know. Okay, yeah. As well as you can see, these are aluminum channels. They can be sawed down. So if you only need perhaps a 20-inch clip, you could just cut it in the middle to finish off your length. So very versatile as well. And there's already screw holes in them, as we showed you. So, oh, we have 5 screw holes in this one here. So, all right.
Bernardo would like to know if the aluminum channel can be provided with a hole in the bottom, so the bottom exit cable can pass through that hole.
Actually, we don't have those because we don't know what your project requires. But again, it is aluminum, and any regular drill bit can drill a hole into these for your bottom exit. But great question, Bernardo. Okay, we're around for a few more minutes if you have any questions. Okay, let me see. What is it, pole lights? Yes. O lights, I'm not sure if you mean OLED lights. And those are just a thin fabric of light. And we do not carry those at the moment. Again, because same thing as the 360 light, that technology is not there at the moment. There's too many failures, and we don't want to sell those type of products to our customers. Okay, we'll keep the question line open for another couple minutes. If you have any questions, please ask us. If you think of something later, don't worry, you can send us an email. We'll get back to you. Okay, all right, yeah. So we'll also be sending a link to this video in a follow-up email. So if you have any questions then, you can send it to us. And of course, you know, go over the video again. Any questions that anything that you felt we should have covered more, please let us know and we'll do that. All of the lights, we are going to do one presentation for each single light. So be much more in depth on setting up the lights, the different leads, as well as wiring. So that's coming in the future. So for every single light, there'll be one for each light that we offer. Okay. Of course, we'll be also showing controlling of light. So if you're into your RGBs, got a lot of demand for your pixel, then of course we'll have our technicians on hand, and you can ask some questions. And we will be doing presentations showing you how to install and wire the lights properly.
Bernardo would like to know if GLLS is
Right now, again, the technology is not there, so we don't want to offer a light that will disappoint our customers as well, would disappoint your clients. So we're holding off on that until we're comfortable with the technology, and then certainly we will offer it if that light becomes available. And again, we're still working on that technology, so it's one of the things that we'll probably, hopefully, be able to do in the future, but at the moment, we don't have any set dates. Okay, yeah, if you have any more questions, please let us know. We're here for another minute or so. Yeah, so one of the nice things too, that when you get a Vivid S, when you get a controller like the RGB, so you get a sample from the RGB, we can send this to you, and of course, it comes with a mini controller. Mini controller can work with lights that are about 40 feet and under. And this is something that a lot of our clients are liking, that are using it for small projects. So of course you can just stick to one color, sticking to red if you can see that, going to green, going to blue, and you can also fade, jump to 7 different colors, and you can increase the speed. Okay, so a lot of dance bars using this light. Again, you can slow it down. Okay, and you can even do a flash. So the lights are very versatile, lots of use, and they dim as well. Slow that down. Okay, take off the flash. The range of the remote, Scott, is that what you're looking for? Yeah. Okay, so this one here, we don't have the specs on that. That's a good question. So when you are looking to get a quote, please ask us that question, and then we can go over it with once we have some of the documents, because we don't have them here at the moment. Okay, and so lifetime, again, it's a 3-year warranty, 50,000 hours for the lights. Okay, what's that? All right, yeah, so thank you everyone for tuning in today. And again, anything you need, give us a call at 1-888-580-6366, or send us an email at sales@glls.com, and we'll be able to help you out. Thank you.